And I'm loving this experience because for me, speaking different languages is just the best. I love having that human connection when I travel. I love interacting with people, and I just kind of thought I would not be able to do this if I couldn't speak at least like passable Portuguese.
Bring your imagination to life with inspiring stories of an incredible and very real world.
So a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago now, I was in Porto celebrating my mum's 60th birthday, and it was a right family affair. Both my brothers were there, all of our favourite people in the world were there with us. And I had an experience while I was out on a tour that I thought was perfect for Wandertale. So today I thought I'd share that with you. It was a really lovely day. We'd gone out on this amazing wine and port tasting trip in the Douro Valley, which isn't normally something that I would do, mainly because I'm too poor to do that and I'm queen of the budget travel. But my mum and her partner had very nicely paid for it. But the reason why I don't normally like tours is because I don't like being told where to go, and I don't like being told that we have limited amounts of time in different places. I prefer normally to just explore myself and travel on my own timetable, really. However, our guide Sandra was amazing, and when we were in one of the wine tasting places, we were eating some salami and cheese with our wine, and it was lovely. And so we asked her if at the end of the day we could go and get some local produce, which she managed to fit in and squeeze into our really busy schedule. And so the experience that I wanted to tell you about today and why it was perfect for Wandertale was because I went with my family into this deli cum butcher's shop, and we had this amazing experience, and I was completely in the moment. So I have no pictures, there's no video, there's no nothing really, but I thought if I tell you on Wandertale, then I'll have this memory forever, and it means that I won't forget it. So I wanted to share this amazing, authentic experience that I had, which I really was so happy that I got to share it with my family. So we walked into this delicatessen, and Sandra originally was translating for us, but I speak Spanish, and so I love learning languages, and so I speak a bit of passable Portuguese and I understand a lot of it. So in the end, she kind of like left us to it, and so we were left with me and my mum and her partner and my boyfriend and my brother and his girlfriend in this place with this awesome butcher who basically just fed us lots of food and lots of wine before we'd even bought anything. So it started with having this kind of tin can on the side, and it looked like it was tea or something. And so he was like, "Oh, would you like something to drink?" And we were like, "Oh yeah, that's great." And so we tried it, and we were like, "What is this?" And originally he was like, "Oh, it's special tea." It was not special tea. It was white wine, which he just has in a can to give to his customers, because of course, why would a butcher's not do that? And when we were asking him about it more, he started to look at us, and then he would weigh out the wine on his scales and give it to us give us different amounts depending on who we were and how old we were. And I started to ask him, like, "What is this?" And he was like, "Oh, it's vitaminas, so like some vitamins." And he would look at all of us and he would decide, well, what do you need? So he looked at my mum, and I said, "Well, we're here, it's my mum's 60th birthday." And he was like, "I have the perfect thing for you." So he disappears off the back and comes out with a different wine, and he weighs it to exactly 60. And I say, "Oh, it's my mum's 60th birthday." He was like, "Well, I knew that." And so he gives it to her and tells her, "This is good for your heart. This will look after you." And she was offended because my brother and his girlfriend had been given a love wine to help them be happy and in love for the rest of their lives. And so my mum was disgruntled, and he said, "Well, I've got to sort out your heart first, and then next time you come back, you can have a love potion as well." And he looked at my boyfriend, bless him, and made him stand against the wall and said, "You've got a wonky shoulder, and I've got something for your stomach as well." And so he went out the back and found him a different wine and measured it out and gave it to him and was like, "This will fix your wonky shoulder and your stomach." And all the while we're there and we're chatting, and I'm loving this experience because for me, speaking different languages is just the best. I love having that human connection when I travel. I love interacting with people, and I just kind of thought I would not be able to do this if I couldn't speak at least like passable Portuguese. And it's the same thing that's happened with me in lots of my travels. Like, I was with my mum in Cuba, and the things that we got to do and the people we got to meet just wouldn't ever have happened if I couldn't speak languages. And so as well as loving promoting traveling and wanting people to go and do it, I also am really passionate about getting people to learn languages. So much so I used to be a languages teacher. Because it's these experiences and these human connections that genuinely make you see the world in a different way. And for me, they're always the best part of any of the trips that I've taken. And so we were there, and we're then talking about all the different food, and we're telling him what we want, and he then just casually cuts up a bit of bacon and puts it on the grill and gives us cooked bacon. And of course we go, that's delicious, and order it and get some for breakfast the next morning. But it was the human connection, the fun, the amazingness, and the fact that I was getting to share this experience with my entire family. And they said at the end, like, if you hadn't have been there and you hadn't been translating, like, what a different experience that would have been. Because what would have just been a normal transaction of pointing and saying how much food you want turned into this half an hour cultural exchange and just this quirky insight into the way this guy worked. And for me, it was one of the highlights of my trip, and it made me and my family become closer. So again, like I said, I have no pictures of it, there's no record of it, and so I thought Wandertale would be the perfect opportunity to share this with you all on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the story. Let me know if you've had any similar experiences. So thanks very much, guys. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on another audio adventure right here at Wandertale, the travel podcast community. Subscribe to our channel to stay tuned for more travel stories from around the world and share tales with the open-minded, the brave, and the curious.